1982, at a Freddy's Pizza restaurant, everything appears to be normal as children play games and enjoy themselves. But in the midst of all the chaos, a girl named Charlotte waits for her favorite animatronic, the marionette, to appear. While she waits, another girl approaches her and invites her to join their table. After sitting with them, Charlotte notices a man in a yellow rabbit suit doing his usual wrongdoings. He has captured one of his victims. Shocked, Charlotte desperately asks the parents around her for help, but everyone is too distracted with their own activities and ignores her. Because of this, Charlotte decides to rescue the boy herself. She sneaks into a dark alley behind the restaurant where she discovers that William has knocked the boy unconscious and is doing his dishes. Charlotte quietly approaches to reach the boy, but William suddenly disappears. Charlotte picks up the unconscious boy and tries to escape, but William grabs a knife and chases her while she's carrying the boy. Seeing that everyone is still minding their own business, Charlotte lets out a loud scream so people will notice what is happening. The boy wakes up and reunites with his family while everyone sees that Charlotte has been stabbed in the back. She falls into a chamber and dies right in front of them. At that moment, the marionette appears holding her in his arms. Time passes. An investigation takes place, but William escapes responsibility, claiming Charlotte wandered into a restricted area and was accidentally hurt. The incident is dismissed as if nothing had occurred. In the present day, Vanessa continues to have nightmares about her father, but she finds some comfort in Mike's friendship. Mike calls to check in on her and asks if they can hang out later. They keep meeting his friends, though it's clear they are very close to becoming something more. Abby becomes suspicious of Mike and teasingly jokes about his date before leaving for school. Jeremiah arrives to repaint their house and tells Mike to stay away from Charlotte because he thinks she is strange. Mike defends Charlotte and adds that he's keeping Abby away from everything because she has been through a lot. On the bus, Abby tells the story about Vanessa and the yellow rabbit, explaining that the rabbit's body is still in Freddy's, but the other kids don't believe her and think she's crazy. At school in robotics class, the teacher warns everyone to finish their project by Friday or they will all fail. He clearly dislikes Abby, especially now that she and her family made the animatronics famous, and he believes the school teaches real robotics, so he is always against her. A boy noticing Abby's skill tells her maybe she should repair her animatronic friends herself, which sparks her curiosity. That night, Mike gets ready to go out with Vanessa and tells Abby to behave. Abby asks if she can visit her animatronic friends, but Mike refuses, promising that he will repair them soon and advising her to make real friends in the meantime. Upset, Abby watches a horror show on TV while Mike tells her they will talk when he returns. Later, Mike waits for Vanessa at the restaurant. She arrives in a beautiful dress and explains this isn't just a normal meeting. She says she's taking classes to distract herself, while Mike admits he doesn't know how to handle Abby and her animatronic friends. Charlotte tells him to be honest with Abby. Mike also tries to comfort Charlotte about her dreams and father. That night, Mike returns home and discovers Abby is gone. She left a note saying she went to see her animatronic friends. Mike rushes to Freddy's and Abby realizes Mike lied to her. He finds her in the middle of the place, and they notice the animatronics are missing. Mike says they should leave, suggesting their spirits may already be in heaven. To cheer her up, he offers her a toy, and Abby finds a realistic interactive one which he lets her keep. Before leaving, Mike finds a strange poster claiming Freddy is a murderer and leaving a number to call. Meanwhile, a group of kids calling themselves ghost hunters who film fake documentaries arrive at Freddy's. Their leader, Lisa, says this is the very first and possibly the scariest location. The boy who contacted them, Michael, welcomes them and shows them around, showing different versions of Freddy and the other animatronics. Lisa hears music and chooses to stay behind, suggesting they split up. Michael smiles, pleased with how things are going. As Lisa enters a room toward the music, Alex wanders around, notices something strange about the instruments, and falls into the water. Lisa discovers a large gift box beside a music box and shuts the music off, leaning in to listen. Suddenly, the box opens by itself and the marionette jumps out, terrifying her. Hearing the noise, other animatronics begin moving. Michael laughs, revealing this was all part of his plan. Alex is attacked and killed by an animatronic. The boy in the water sees a marionette fall in and is then attacked by hundreds of them. Michael finds Lisa being possessed by the marionette entity. As Lisa charges at Michael, Michael runs out of Freddy's and smiles once he's outside. The next day, Abby tries working on her project for the competition, but can't focus and instead tries to communicate with her animatronic friends, missing them. Mike notices but doesn't know how to help her forget them. Meanwhile, Vanessa tries following Mike's advice and goes cycling, but visions of her father continue to haunt her. She sees him everywhere. Terrified, she enters a changing room and points her gun at her trainer, believing he is her father. After class, Vanessa tries to overcome her fear and gathers all her father's belongings. She closes the windows thinking about him. She sees a vision of herself with him telling him she's no longer afraid and doesn't need him. But he chases her and young Vanessa runs into a room and locks herself in. Her father searches for her. She sees an animatronic activate and gets caught. Her father tells her she will always belong to him. Vanessa keeps running and sees herself killing him before suddenly waking up. That night, while Abby is asleep, she receives a message from Chica asking for help and giving the address of the original Freddy's Pizza. Abby sneaks out and goes there. Inside, she finds the place empty until Chica suddenly appears. Abby happily reunites with her and they catch up. A few days later, Vanessa arrives at Mike's house looking for him and Abby. She finds the toy in Abby's room before Abby jump scares her. Abby explains the toy led her to Chica and the others at the first location. Vanessa tries to warn Mike, but he dismisses it, thinking Abby is just talking about the radio he gave her. However, Mike reveals something important. He called the number on the paper and learned that William attacked more victims, something Vanessa kept secret. He says he was trying to help both of them. Vanessa becomes upset, thinking he sees her issues as something to fix, creating distance between them. Later, Mike drops Abby off at her technology competition, promising to return quickly, then head somewhere urgently. Meanwhile, Vanessa visits the old Freddy's location, revealing she knows about Charlotte, the girl from the beginning. Charlotte, controlling the animatronics, tells Vanessa she will remove the barrier that keeps them from escaping. Vanessa realizes Charlotte is using Lisa's body and is coming for her. At the competition, Abby enters, but the teacher purposely breaks her robot. Heartbroken, she goes back to the animatronics and tells Chica what happened. Chica offers to be her project herself. But first, Abby must help disable the barrier, keeping her trapped, and writes down the secret code to free them. Meanwhile, Charlotte captures Vanessa and forces her to reveal the code in exchange for Abby's safety. Vanessa gives in. Abby enters the code, freeing the animatronics. Chica takes a cab to Abby's school. Mike visits Charlotte's father, who reveals he suspects his daughter was murdered and collected evidence. Mike learns about the river rides at Freddy's. The only one left is in the original location. He calls the school and learns Abby isn't there. As he prepares to leave, the man gives him Charlotte's music box, which she used to sleep, something that will matter later. Mike rushes to Freddy's and finds broken animatronics everywhere, including Charlotte's. He searches for Abby. At school, Abby brings Chica to the competition. The teacher assumes someone is inside the suit and disqualifies her. When he returns to get his keys, he hears a noise and Chica drags him inside the room. The teacher tries to escape but fails and Chica kills him. Mike reaches the original Freddy's Pizza and finds Vanessa tied up. She tells him Charlotte is there. Mike stays to disconnect Charlotte's control and they head to the security room through separate paths. Vanessa explains Charlotte's final days, how angry she was and only her music box could calm her. Mike says he has won. He falls into the water and narrowly escapes an animatronic. Vanessa reveals some animatronics are now targeting the parents who ignored Charlotte the day she died. He tells her to find Abby while he handles the rest. Abby wins the competition with Chica. Meanwhile, the prototype animatronics activate. Mike finds Freddy's location and contacts Vanessa, but soon noises overwhelm him and contact drops. An animatronic attacks Vanessa's car, leading her to crash. She escapes and drives to the parents' home, saving them in time. Charlotte, realizing their plan, activates more prototypes to attack Mike. He manages to deactivate them. He calls Vanessa and says he disabled everything, but sees one dot active at his house and runs there. As Charlotte, now in Chica's body, reconnects, Charlotte kidnaps Abby. Vanessa's car breaks down, but Jeremiah arrives and drives her to Mike's house. Vanessa tries to help but discovers Charlotte has possessed Abby. She tries to convince Charlotte to release her. She struggles with her until Mike arrives and uses the music box to repel Charlotte, saving Abby and Vanessa. But the animatronics reactivate and surround them. Michael arrives, revealing he is Vanessa's brother, Michael Afton, and plans to continue his father's legacy. Suddenly, the animatronics from the previous movie appear and destroy Michael's. Mike had gone to the other location earlier to ask them for help and they came to save them. Freddy and Chica help fight the others. All animatronic systems begin failing and they shut down. Chica's spirit tells Mike to take care of Abby since they won't be there anymore. Michael tries to escape but is knocked down by the good animatronics. Before leaving, they warn Mike that now that they're gone, he will be freed, though he doesn't understand what that means. Mike takes Abby away and distances himself from Vanessa, no longer trusting her after all her secrets. Vanessa is left alone, vulnerable to Charlotte's spirit, which possesses her without anyone noticing. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more contents like this.